we're at the reptile zoo, a reptile park in Australia, and it should be absolutely epic. They've got all kinds of cool stuff. We're getting a special tour from Dan, and we're really excited. He's gonna handle it. He's gonna handle the crazy end. And where do these rank in venom strength?
About 12th or 13th most toxic.
12 or 13th by the toxic count. So how many lives have you been able to save?
About 300 lives get saved annually.
300 lives annually, but how many from your anti-venom?
That's all from the anti-venom.
Oh, wow.
We're the sole supplier of terrestrial snake venom for that process.
We're gonna see how it's done, and hopefully we get to see how it's done right. I have no doubt in my mind he's a professional, but you know what? I've lost a couple friends. Do they even get a lot bigger than this, or just like it?
They get a little bit bigger, a lot heavier, but we've got another one. He's next level, bro.
Okay, there we go. Wow, look at that. Look at the size of the venom glands in this snake. They are massive. I guess we're gonna see why right now. Oh my gosh, that's huge amounts of venom. Now, it's pretty, this seems thinner than some of the venom I've seen. Oh goodness.
Well, he'll give a lot more as well. And the issue with these guys is they don't let go.
And that's not good, guys, because that means when they grab a hold of you, they dump the whole deal on you.
So we give his venom glands a bit of a massage, bit of a rub, and we can get a couple more drops out of it.
Wow, that's a lot. Now, how much venom is that?
It's probably 2 grams worth, which is
Enough to kill how many guys? How many humans?
probably 30 plus.
Oh,
And he's still going.
30 people that can kill. How many lives can it save?
So it takes about 40 milkings to make 1 vial of antivenom, so not even one.
Okay, see, I didn't know. I've never known the conversion rate, so I doubt anybody watching right now know the conversion rate. That's really awesome.
So my hand's starting to cramp up, so I'm gonna get him off the wall.
And this is where I exit stage right.
Thanks, Zach.
Absolutely crazy. That is a huge amount of venom. It may be 12, but enough to kill 30 humans. That is insane.
The yield is incredible. So if you compare it to some of our other snakes that have a much more toxic venom but a much smaller yield. So
whoa, that is a massive
that's a
amount
bad
of venom.
time, that snake grabbing you.
Now, I don't know if a lot of you know, but I've been bitten by a native snake in the United States called the red diamondback. They're Mexican red, they're called. And let me tell you, I was told those weren't super toxic. Well, I'll just tell you a little secret. They're a nightmare! I almost died. They wrote me in the paper as possibly gonna die, and it took me 7 days to recover. Actually, the type of antivenom that they're working on making will be injected into a horse, and then they'll mix the blood around, take the actual serum part out of it, and that serum is actually called horse serum. And that horse serum has a side effect that a lot of people don't know. When I left the hospital, they gave me the little sheet of paper. And the funny part is when you're bit by a venomous snake, or at least my experience was, my brain went into hyper thinking. So it was like everything that was happening was in slow motion. When they did what they do, they first give you a test to see if you're gonna be allergic to the antivenom. And when they injected it underneath my skin, they said it's a 10-minute test. At 9.5 minutes, I was saying, okay, I'm good, give me my stuff. My point is, I was hypersensitive to everything going on. And every bottle that they opened up, it's freeze-dried, and when it's freeze-dried, what they have to do is they have to actually add the water back to it and shake it. It's just like a 5 or 10-minute process. It's very time-consuming. They gave me 1 vial, and then they gave me a 2nd vial, and I felt like I was gonna walk out of there in 10 minutes. Well, then they waited because they were mixing up 10 more vials. And the point of the story is that by the time they gave me that 2nd dose after that gap, I was back to where I was when I walked in, and I didn't feel like I was gonna walk out again. And they started giving it to me, and my body had a horrible reaction, couldn't breathe, started throwing up. It was horrible. Okay guys, so this is an Oampelli. It's literally by far, I still think it's probably one of the rarest snakes on earth. And it's definitely the rarest snake in Australia.
That's right.
You spent your whole life, and this is one of the first ones you've ever seen?
Well, these are the only Oampellis outside of the Northern Territory ever in captivity.
Amazing. Not only is it rare, its body shape is rare. I've never personally, I can't think of one snake on any continent that has a total arboreal and a total terrestrial body in one snake. And that's exactly what we got here, probably because it hangs from rocks and does weird stuff on the ground, but needs the striking distance and the hiding and the strength to kill certain kinds of prey, probably big bats.
Bats I mean, it lives up in your Kakadu escarpment, and you're talking that 2 million people visit that park every year, and 75 snakes ever have been found.
So this is, by the way, this is the director of Australian Reptile Park, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And what city are we in?
We're just north of Sydney, capital of
You
Sydney.
guys have to stop by here and check it out. It's really awesome. My theory is real simple. It's conservation through captive propagation.
Yeah, that's right.
Because now other zoos will be able to have them on display eventually.
Yeah, and the poach threat decreases. You look at Ruscale python, it was sent to US many years ago. I mean, there's only been 35 Ruscale pythons found, but they're not uncommon, just hard to get
Right,
to.
hard to get to.
But now you're talking that species, 8 were brought in captivity, they were bred up well, and so there was no need for a poach threat.
And I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
people are always going to want to be around wildlife.
Yep.
I mean, and so if stealing them out of the wild is not the way to do it.
That's right, captive, it's easy to breed, so if you breed enough
Absolutely.
and everyone's got them, you're happy.
I might have to put this on my dream list at some point.
Well, we're up there in April.
This is pretty darn cool.
Back into the boss's office.